Hi, welcome to the Coaching Game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and tonight my guest is Laura Thompson. Hey, Laura.
Hey, Laurie. So nice to have you on your show.
It's nice for you to be here. I have to tell you, Laura is a newly anointed MNN, which is the studio we're recording from, producer.
Yeah, very excited.
Took her 2 seconds, took me years, but it's okay. She does things very quickly, and in fact, she even knows the video course, which I don't have a clue about. So she's far surpassing me, but she has even agreed to be on my show anyway. So we're thrilled.
Yes.
And Laura's a coach, and we're going to tell you all about some of the coaching that she does and some of the philosophy. Let me just tell you a little bit about Points of View, which is a game that was created in Israel by people that I keep referring to as geniuses. It's 65 cards, and the cards are designed to bring right and left brain thinking together. And the results are pretty amazing, actually. So what I did was ask Laura to sort of let us know about her, I'm going to use the word because we both use it, journey in the coaching world, and pick out a couple of cards, and she did. And so we are going to get started, and we'll see. You're not obligated to use them, but it's funny, they always come up when people are just talking. So if they do, I'll hold them up. I'm just going to show you some of the books she has. What else does she have? We'll tell you, she's got a lot of stuff going on, and it's all good. So first, tell me, what on earth made you become a coach? Because you are so accomplished in so many things. So would you say you haven't done that yet? Or?
Oh, there's still many things to do in life.
Yes.
I like adventure. I think coaching was a calling for me. Throughout my whole life, people have always asked me for advice. When I worked in the corporate world, people would come into my office and they knew they trusted me, they had confidentiality with me, and I would always be advising them with career options. Sometimes they wanted to follow their dreams.
Yeah.
One colleague of mine, for example, this was when I worked for public relations. She was a lawyer by trade. She changed her profession into public relations, and then she came to me and said she was really unhappy, and what she really wanted to do was create a yoga line of clothing.
Okay, both ends of the spectrum, all right.
And I totally encouraged her. I said, you have to follow your dreams, go after them. And she thought about it, and she did it. And now she has a line of clothing with yoga. And she's so super happy.
That's so funny, because a couple of things you said. One, that you think is a calling. And I have a firm philosophy that I think coaching calls who it wants, and when it wants the person to come. So you obviously heard the call. And then two, it's like, I think all of us said, oh, okay, people are always coming to me for advice, and I'm always helping people out. And it's like, wait, I can get paid for this? Okay. A whole new profession out there.
Yeah.
So, well, that's a marvelous story. So she actually went from lawyer, and another thing that one of my first guests on was a lawyer who had become a coach, and she wanted to help lawyers. And I said, really, is there a field with that? She goes, lawyers are the most miserable people of all the professions. I went, okay, and sure enough, and that's her profession now. She helps lawyers. She coaches lawyers.
Oh, that's
so
great.
you hit all three things. You just verified what I already had been hearing and knew.
Definitely. And I've helped other people too to follow their dreams. One was an investment banker, and he said he always wanted to open up a Relais Chateau, which is sort of like a hotel with a restaurant in Europe.
Oh, okay.
And I just encouraged him to do it too. He quit his job, and he opened up like this hotel in France, and he brought in a great chef from Alain Ducasse, a restaurant in Monte Carlo.
Oh.
And his
I hope
hotel.
you get a discount when you go. And let's go.
Yeah. And then they opened up in Normandy, and this young chef created a 1-star Michelin restaurant, which is like out of this world.
Yeah, wow.
And his dream came true. And he later said to me, Laura, without your encouragement, I may not have ever done this, and this is what I always wanted to do in life.
Wow.
And he always loved cuisine. He's just a wonderful, hospitable guy, and
So many people get bogged down, and that's the beauty of coaching, I guess, because we can, but there's a pragmatic part of it also. So many people get bogged down in things, oh, I need the health insurance, I need to take care of my family, I have a house, a mortgage, etc. So tell me about the other side of that, because one of my favorite sayings is, every dream needs an Excel sheet. So it's like, do you also, encouraging people to follow their dreams is wonderful stuff, but do you also help them deal with the pragmatic part? It's like, when can you do this? How are you going to finance it? Or do you say, okay, do you refer them out? How does that work?
Well, in terms of the hotel, he had finances, and he also brought in investors. Okay. So from the financial perspective, he was fine, but he did need to bring in investors. And he brought in, I think, maybe 5 to 7 investors to finance the project. Okay. With the lawyer, I think she also had enough funds to get her through the first year. But if I were to advise someone to go after their dreams, I would mention to be pragmatic about it, to have at least a year's cushion financially, if you can handle it. You have to figure it out yourself, what you need to live on per year, and have that as a cushion, and then maybe bring in partners as investors if it's like a commodity type business. If it's a service business, then you could still bring in partners and do it together. Because I think when you work with a team, it makes everything a lot easier.
I love that, because I do career coaching, and I will ask the question, are we in Burger King times where we'll take any job we can because we got rent to pay, or are we in, I can work part-time and work on my dream? And both are fine, because I don't hear Laura saying, don't follow your dream if you don't have the money. It's like, if you don't have the money, let's work on you getting the money, then we'll follow the dream. But these are the steps. So anybody can follow their dreams. It's you don't have to quit your job immediately, right?
Yeah, I would advise you can keep your day job, work on your dream at nights and on the weekends. You could quit your day job and get what they call a bridge job, which could be...
I like that bridge job.
Yeah. I mean, it can be a part-time job, temporary work, and that will help you pay your bills, but at least you're still working on your dream, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I don't recommend, unless you're really... that kind of person who can struggle and be fine with it.
And follow through.
Through. Because there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there who work 14, 18-hour days, and they may be like starving entrepreneurs, but if you have the grit to do it, then go for it.
That's so interesting. Tell me, because you know what, I find that's a problem with coaches. It's like, everybody wants to, oh, I'm going to help people. I can do it in my pajamas on the phone. This is so cool. And then when as soon as you finish that coach training and get the certificate, it's like, now what? And it's a business. You've got to know how to run a business. And I would highly recommend that they see someone who could help them if they don't know how to, because it's, nobody's going to knock on your door and go, yeah.
Yeah, it is running a business. Luckily, I had a marketing communications company before, so I know how to run a business. But it's true, you need to know how to market your service or your product, which includes networking, social media. You need to know how to do budgeting, your finances, if you're lucky enough.
Sad but true.
If you're lucky enough to outsource it to a bookkeeper or an accountant, then that's fabulous. If not, you have to do it on your own.
Right.
And that's all part of a business.
It is. I know one of the trainers for, Laura and I are both IPEC people, and one of the trainers for IPEC said, I hate doing the business part of following up and making calls. And finally he said, after 10 years, I finally said, I'm getting a virtual assistant. He goes, I've never been happier. And it's like, so that you have to consider those, know your strengths, know your weaknesses.
Definitely.
But so when did you decide, like, okay, I'm going to be a coach, and rather than sit at my desk and have people come to me haphazardly?
Well, it's the process started about 5 years ago. I kept getting involved with coaches, not really knowing, being aware at the time. Like I did Tony Robbins retreats, and he's probably the coach of all.
The coach,
Yeah,
yes.
the coach of all coaches. And then I got involved with like other coaches through like the companies I worked with. One was Marshall Goldsmith.
Wow.
And his
she plays hard. Hard
and
up
I,
there.
I
yeah.
actually, well, I just did a survey with him, and it's actually in his latest book, Triggers. He surveyed but like 29,000 people, so I'm one of
so
20.
you're one, okay.
Yeah, I'm one. But it was a very interesting survey, and it came out in his book called Triggers. And he has a mentee, Josh Spodek, whom I met a couple of years ago, and he did a lot of workshops. And I learned a lot from him. And he's a coach. And then I met some people who were actually doing the Coach Training Institute, which is sort of the competitor of IPEC.
Right.
The
CTI.
Institute of Professional Excellence in Coaching. And then I was deciding, I did a lot of research, which coaching school do I want to train in? And then I actually met you.
And not through coaching, it was through a totally other thing.
Yeah,
and we started talking.
Yeah, it was through a mutual friend, and I found out Laurie was a coach. So I asked her.
All the signs are just saying, go ahead, Laura, do it yourself.
Yeah, so I asked her about IPEC, and then I did more research, and I decided on IPEC, and it's actually a wonderful training program. I highly recommend it.
Me too, always. People ask.
Yeah, it's very thorough, and even if you don't become a coach afterwards, you learn so much about yourself.
That's why I say you can't not be better when you finish. Whatever you're doing is going to be enhanced.
Yeah.
So it's well worth the time and the energy, because it definitely takes a lot of stamina and persistence, which is one of the cards that Laura chose.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember it was I have to call again. Okay, I'll do it. But so where are you focusing your coaching now? I mean, who's your ideal client?
Right now, I really enjoy working with individuals. And they can be from anywhere in the world, because you can coach.
Of course, she's multilingual, yeah. She's just an overdoer, you know? And I'm just jealous, but yes.
Yeah, because, nowadays you can use Skype.
Right.
That's my preferred. I know other coaches who use face-to-face.
And webinars.
Time chat, things like that.
Or FaceTime, I think.
FaceTime, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
But right now I just prefer Skype or by telephone. And I also like working with, for some reason, a lot of my clients have come from the media, communications, advertising background, which sort of is a natural fit for me, because that was part of my background, being in public relations, advertising, and media. So I found that very interesting, that it just sort of evolved that way. And then, of course, as an entrepreneur myself, I sort of am attracted to the entrepreneurial crowd. So I like to deal with CEOs of growth startup companies, because they're faced with tremendous challenges.
Especially today.
Yeah, and it's almost like they need that accountability partner to bring them that step further. And they're under pressure from their investors and the board. Yeah. They're under a lot of pressure. So I think having a coach, helps them get through all of that.
You said such an interesting thing, because I know IBEC is like, you gotta have a niche, you have to, narrow it down, And I always tell, because I do some mentor coaching, I always tell my mentees, it's like, relax, your niche is going to call you, and and so do whatever you feel comfortable with now, but it's going to, so if media is calling you, that might be where you're going to end up, but it will work out. It will really work out. You don't have to have a plan, a detailed plan. Just go with what you feel, and because I switched in the middle after 2008, because I had an HR background, and it was like suddenly everybody was losing their job or thought they were losing their job, and everybody was crazy, and I was like, I've got the experience, let me help, So it all works out. It really does. We were talking about that before the show, kind of like just get out of the way and let the universe do its thing. It'll take care of you. But
yeah, and that goes to my theory. Laurie and I actually share this in common, that life is a journey. And if you go to my website, you'll see a lot of photos from around the world.
And she did them.
Yeah,
she took the photos.
Yeah, I did take the photos. I love photography.
I didn't even know she was a photographer until I saw the website and went, oh my God, these are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
And I wanted to sort of depict different themes, like I chose the desert, because we can have like dry moments in our life.
Oh, okay.
It was sort of a metaphor. And then there's one scene of the wall in China, and a lot of times, you know, we're climbing the steps towards a goal, climbing and climbing and climbing, and we're trying to reach that goal, and it seems like, oh my God, when am I
Heavy breathing, yes.
Yeah, when am I ever going to reach it? But then you reach it, and you can enjoy your success while you're at the top.
Yeah.
Just allow the enjoyment to fulfill you, you know, and enjoy it, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because then after you reach the summit, it's natural to go back down into the valley.
And that's okay too.
And that's okay too, because we all need times to rest, and it's a time to reflect and learn and evaluate from what we've achieved and where to go to next. And then we're climbing back up again.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that's life.
Now you have a great underwater picture. What's that symbolic of? Just like sometimes you can get overwhelmed?
No, for me, like taking a deep dive. It's sort of, trying to like peel back the layers like an onion of yourself.
Just going down.
And try to find the core of you within yourself, because that's your true you, who you truly are. And that would be linked to intuition, and water and intuition go metaphorically
intuition
together.
Ah, do they? Water and intuition?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Wow.
And when, a lot of times that's when people say, I went by my gut feeling. That's another way of saying, you know, I had an intuitive insight. And I went with it.
So many people, and that is a bit of courage needed for that. It's like if you're and everybody's saying, no, don't do that. And it's like, oh, it really feels like I need to do that. And to just go ahead and do it. I think what people forget is no matter what happens, you can usually handle it, you know, and the consequences are usually dire. You can fix them, you can moderate, you can, you know, do whatever you have to do. So I love, okay, now I'm going to go back and look at all the pictures and get all the double meanings, because I was just looking at the beauty of the pictures and how different they were, how unique they were. So yeah, her website's on the bottom, laurathompsoncoaching.com. So go just to look at the pictures. It's got a lot of stuff on there, but look at the pictures for sure. You know what else was on there? Something called Take Action. Tell us a little bit about Take Action.
Yeah, well, I decided launching this new company that I wanted to be a social entrepreneur. And that means giving back to the community. And one of my, I think it's always been dear to my heart, is giving back to the world in some way that you can. And I love children, so I thought, wouldn't it be nice to teach underprivileged children in some remote area in the world? And I saw this project. It was teaching English and creativity to Khmer children
Another card
in Cambodia.
Creativity.
And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? I, of course, am a native English speaker. I'm naturally creative, and I thought the two go together very well. And I would love to contribute to that cause. And it's like a 3-week program, teaching English and creativity to Khmer children. And
did you create the program, or you became a part of the program?
I would like to become a part of it.
Okay, great.
But
so the rules are already established, and,
yes.
Great.
It's already a program in place, and all I would like to do is sort of to raise money so I can participate in the program and have people contribute, you know, whether it's $25 as a gift, just to raise some money for this cause. And then I would be blogging and filming it and showing, you know, what the children are learning.
Now we know why she became a producer. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I became a producer, to be able to create these short films.
Amazing. Oh, that sounds like so much fun and so useful and needed, yeah.
Yeah, and I actually have 2 friends. One works with children in India. So maybe like next year I'll do India, and then I have friends in Burma, or Myanmar as it's known today, and maybe I can work with them and children. So
this is not just a one-time deal.
No, I want to do it once a year and take 3 weeks out of my life and, you know, really give back and especially to children.
Yeah. So your thought is, okay, I want to be part of the program. I'm going to go over there and teach English. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I would think it would be an amazing experience.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because I have traveled a lot all over the world, and I thought, I don't know if I really want to I love to travel, of course, but I wanted to do something more than just going out to all the restaurants, seeing all the cultural monuments.
Right, museums.
Museums.
Yeah,
I love that, I really do, but I just thought this time, at least once a year, I definitely want to give back. And it really, it's like, it touches my heart, you know?
Yeah.
To do something like that.
That's so interesting. Now, I wonder what will they do with English after, well, it certainly broadens their opportunities. I'm always amazed at how many countries, we're so lazy as Americans. I'm unilingual, that's it. But we just expect people to speak English all over the world, and they do. It's just amazing to me. So I guess it would broaden their horizons and their possibilities if they had that language under their belt. And then you're going to teach creativity. How are you going to do that?
Oh, that I'll have to think about.
Yeah, it's like that. And another IPEC person, Tara Roth, always teaches intuition. I'm going, can these things really be taught? But I'm thinking, yes, at least you can open yourself up to the possibilities.
Yeah, maybe creativity is through painting.
How do you express yourself?
Yeah, how do you express yourself?
Especially for people who don't share the language right now. So that might be an excellent way to communicate.
Yeah, through language, maybe teaching them photography.
Oh, that would be amazing too.
Yeah. Or cooking.
Oh, so now you've broadened the horizon for communication. It's not just you're going to teach them English. You're going to teach them how to communicate through other things besides English.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, that's cool. So if you're interested in helping Laura get over to, where are you going first?
Cambodia.
Cambodia. There's a little thing up in her right-hand corner. You can click on that and donate, right?
Pardon?
And donate. They can click on that?
Yeah. Give a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Give a gift.
Give a gift. Yeah.
Give a gift.
For a good cause.
Yeah, and then you'll probably see your gift in action on film somewhere because she's going
definitely.
to be sending back the footage and showing us.
Yeah, definitely.
So that would be fantastic. So check out the website. I also want to just make you aware that she's done a couple of books, which are quite good also. One is called Laughter in the Canyon, and one is called Mosaic of Love, which I like a lot. Were these books were inspired before you decided to become a coach? You want to just do a brief synopsis? They're available on Amazon and wherever you can get good books, right?
Yeah, they're in digital format now, so you can get them on iTunes, Nook, Kobo, Amazon, and whatever other digital formats are out there.
A new one comes out every day, yes.
Yeah. So Mosaic of Love is a book of poetry, and it's in 3 parts. The first part is about family, like growing up with your family, and the second part is romance.
Of course.
With your partner.
Of course. We couldn't have Mosaic of Love without romance.
Right. And then the third section is about universal love, and those poems were inspired by 2 of my favorite poets, Rumi and Hafiz. They're very mystical poets.
Yeah. See, she was just priming to be a coach all along. That's such a coachy, great book. I love it.
And Laughter in the Canyon is a love story based on the theory of reincarnation, and it's actually about a couple that fights for justice and freedom in each lifetime.
So it's funny. So if you had to categorize your journey, there's something on Facebook that's so cool. It's like how I thought the road to success would be, and it's a straight line, and then you've seen it, right? And then how the road really was, and it's winding and turning, and it goes back, and it comes through. So how would you express your journey, which you're saying, it's a journey all along? What are a couple words you would use to express how your journey was?
I would say life is a journey, life is an adventure, and you may go down paths that you never thought you would go down, and it's not the right or wrong path.
Beautiful, okay.
And because whatever path you do go down, you're going to learn something and grow from it. and you'll eventually get back on track or on the path.
Or change the track. That's okay
Or
too.
change, because you've developed into a new person. So maybe you don't want to go down that path anymore.
Exactly.
And you want to go down this new path.
And I think what you're talking about, like, it's choice. It's
Yes,
your choice.
yes.
It's which is just so amazing. I think IPEC. I think this is one of the books they give you. It's a life is not full of problems or challenges, only opportunities. You know.
Definitely, yeah. And I also view life from the perspective, the point of view.
Point of view.
Yeah, that life is full of possibilities and opportunities. And going back to choice, as a coach, I could coach clients on, is it a fear-based choice or a conscious-based choice? And I think that's very important, because sometimes we get so involved we don't know where we are anymore. And a coach can help clients have clarity and choose the conscious-based choice, which is the choice to make, because that'll keep you probably on the path that you most truly desire.
And quite often, people don't realize that the fears are holding them back. They're so ingrained, and we're so used to. And fears can be your friend. I mean, they protect you and all of that. Tell me a little bit about. We don't have a lot of time left. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts about empowering women as a.
Oh, that is also a cause I'm passionate about.
She's a busy woman. I'm telling you.
I was a former governing board member of a woman's nonprofit. In the arts, and it was all about advocating for women in the visual, literary, and performing arts, advocating for equality.
Wow.
And
still a timely subject, unfortunately.
It's still a timely subject.
Yeah.
We're much better off than we were before. And what I really would like to stress, I guess, is the sisterhood of women, how we can help each other. Women helping women, women empowering women. And instead of being competitive, it's okay to be competitive, but at the same time, let's help each other and uplift each other.
Yeah.
So we are uplifted together.
Yes, yes.
And we can grow together and be powerful together, and we can still, empower men in our lives. They're important too, but if we could just have this sisterhood, because men, I believe, always have had it because they've always been used to team sports.
Right, right.
And they always are, they have to work together as a team if they want to win.
And we are the nurturers, so it's like if you're busy taking care of everybody else, then that you sort of forget that. Wait, I want to be a part of this too. Slowly, but thank God you're out there doing that. And helping people sort of find a firm footing along the way. So, but you were a pioneer in that. You kind of started it. I can only say I'm so thrilled. As you can see, she's a very busy woman. I'm so thrilled. We have no time left.
It's so wonderful to be on
I
your
know,
show.
it's so
I loved
fun. Well, I'm
it.
thanking you. Thank you
you
for sharing all of this with us. Go to the website, if for no other reason, like I said, the pictures. Thank you, Laura Thompson. You were great.
Thank you, Laurie. It was wonderful being on your show.